All right, looks like we're going live here. So welcome as people come in, or if you do. Um, anyway, I've started. I'm going to be playing some Cotton today on the X68000 computer, which is a Japanese computer from like the 90s, and going to be playing Cotton on my MiSTer because I want to. Hmm. So I'm doing this so you can see it boot up and all that fun stuff. I don't know why I feel like that. I want this in here, but I do. Just so you can see the boot. All right. I think I got this balanced pretty well. If anyone in chat notices the volume is not right, just let me know. Right. So this is it. I haven't really played this much, but I want to get into the RF Generation Shmup Club kind of the month, which is actually Cotton Reboot, but there's a version of this specific version on the or included with the game, so that's why I'm doing it. So let's go for it. Let's see. Let's get our controller set up. Let's see. What's going to be insert coin? There. Oh, this is options. Okay. So it's basically the arcade game. You gotta put coins in. There we go. Oh, I got 9 credits all of a sudden. Okay. No, that's not start. I can't remember the buttons already. There we go. Oh, Japanese words. I cannot read Japanese. I can read, like, 2 characters. Well, a few characters of kanji and a little bit of hiragana. Please help me. I'm gonna say that that's what it says. That's gonna be my guess. What? Lots of money? Probably something like that. Kind of. I know a little bit about it. All right. There's our shoot buttons. I forget. There's another. Yeah. You like hold it down to get that or something. I don't know. There's a little bit glitchy there with the thing. That's probably an artifact of the core or something like that. I don't know that the game was like that. Those graphics looking a little glitchy. Oops. I love that sound when she comes back after that. Let's get this, like, head thing. Watch out for the clouds. They're not fluffy. I mean, they look fluffy, but they're not soft. Oops. See, I got nailed by one. So I will be uploading this later to YouTube. So look, I've totally toasted already. Now I do this like continue thing because I'm not good at these games, which is fine. you know, I'm just showing it off. Yeah, look there. That's. Oh, what hit me there? Was that fingernail thing that the dwarf guy was throwing? Forgot what I was saying now. I'm gonna upload this to YouTube, so don't worry if you missed some of this and you want to see it later. Of course, if you're seeing this on YouTube, you already know that. So probably not that helpful. I'm saying hello, Game Boy Guru. As usual, I have no idea what I'm doing. I mean, playing the game. I mean, I know how to, obviously, the streaming part seems to work, but... D-time. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna grab them. I know there's that thing where if you, like, ditch them all, you get, like, extra bonus points. But I feel like grabbing them for right now. Bonus points. Not really going for points anyway, because I already continued. I think it's something like that. Words. Something in Japanese. Wait, I think that was like ah. Me. I can recognize like a couple of characters. Hey, words and stuff. Oops. Hey, one more quarter's here. Good. Something about... Yeah, I know there's magic that you gotta do something with. Collect yellow crystals to gain your experience and power. Weapons. Shoot yellow crystals until they turn red or blue to collect magic. In Reboot, you can only hold 6 magic at a time. Okay. There. See, there's a little glitch there with that effect that I'm not sure that was in there. I'm not sure if that's a problem with the core, or if the game was really like that. The window was small. I just set it to whatever the settings were in my what you call it, in MiSTer, that whatever looked the whatever was the easiest to use. So yeah, it may be a little bit tinier than full screen or whatever. It's got a couple of weird options in the emulation. Oh look, it's blue. Ah, there, I got a blue thing. Ah. The sound effects. So funny. It is. It's hilarious. It seems it's higher pitched than it was in Reboot when you were playing. I don't know if the 68K sort of revamped version works the same. If the sound effects are quite the same, I think they're maybe a little different. When you were playing it, I can't remember. Wow, I'm so bad at this. Ah, I ran right into that too. Alright, so when you shoot things, like, shrapnel comes out and kills you. Like that guy. Or maybe he wasn't shot, maybe he was just, not, fully killed yet. So there's a lot to learn in this. Oh wow, the bullets are following, they're tracking! Cool! Look at that, they track you! Little squeals of death. Yes! I don't even know how to do magic. See, I got these like bomb things. I don't know, is that magic? Or you gotta hold the button down? The other action button. Okay, so this is magic. Doesn't seem very useful. Whatever magic I have doesn't seem to be useful. Can I have different ones at one time and I need to select? Alright, let's see if I can ditch them. Oh, this is way fast. No, I can't ditch them. Those are coming out way fast. Alright. Well, that was the other button. I was pressing... B is like my main, like, regular P shooter. And then A... This is the way I've configured it. And then A is the, was the other, like, bomb thing. Like, hand grenade, like, bomb. Oh, there's the magic. That's magic, right? That's Y. So that's a third button. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. It's like Gradius, huh? Well, the Gradius, that's why a lot of the Gradius games I link the bombs. You know, like the missiles and the whatever. Yeah, you know, if you link them. Ah, I'm stuck! I get stuck underneath that stalactite. Well, I figured out how to do magic, so that was something. So I know this looks a lot similar to the, obviously, the one that's in Cotton Reboot. Any major differences are you seeing? Or should I, can I hold, no, I can't hold both buttons down. Whoa. Oh, if I hold down that bomb button, it does that. That's kind of neat. The music is different. Then the, I don't mean Reboot, but then the 68K version that's included with Reboot. Touch brighter. That could be a result of the emulation too, though. Game over. As far as the brightness goes. But yeah, it looks very similar to me, I think, too. The charge magic is a thing in the original. You charge and hold while you're on the blue magic to give you barrier shield. Okay. Alright, well, let's do our coin, which gives us 9 credits. I don't know. It's a big coin. Push start. There's just some button. Alright, let's skip that since I can't read it anyway. Alright, so we got this. Yeah, oh, I charged it up. I held the button down to get that. I didn't press Y. But if I press Y, it'll just shoot regular, I think, with the magic and stuff. I like that shooting the crystal things or whatever. That's like, it's always going to remind me of Stinger, because that's the first game where I saw that. Stinger, aka Twin D. Well, I don't know if it's... I know it's part of the Twin D, but it's called Stinger here in the US anyway. And on the NES version. You shoot and destroy pots with faces, give you an extra fairy helper. This game is complicated. I already have 3 buttons, and they all do different. And they all have, except for maybe the magic button, they all have like a you hold it down and it does something like that. This one does too. See, I can do that. Hey, Corkman. So this game is like super complicated to me, and I have no idea what's going on. Abugger was trying to explain it to me, and I'm just like, okay. I kind of get that. But the main reason why I want to play it is I kind of want to, you know, participate and help out. And since this is the game of the month, and let's see. Nope, I don't have any magic. And also to show off this version, since it's in reboot, and I know you wanted to see it, I'm doing it. Time for thirst. I'm obeying my thirst. Those ones didn't seem to come down that fast, but... Yeah, you gotta tap the button, otherwise it does that charge thing. I don't know, I tried to do the avoidance, and I completely failed on it. Like, they came down way too fast for me to even possibly do the avoidance. I did try it once. I suspect it does, because I think that was in the because this is based off the arcade one. So I think that's in there. So I can't get that up in there. It's stuck in the tree. Yeah, so it should be in here. Like I was saying, I expected that it was. I just tried to do it though, last go, and failed miserably. Because they come down so fast. Alright, don't get hit if you can help it. I wonder if I'm improving at all. I think I am improving slightly. I've died, like, I've game overed once so far on this go, so that's better, I think. Ah, I knew I was gonna get hit there. Yeah, so this is the second one. Whoa! Haha, I avoided it. Instead of just driving like a drunken witch. Like a drunken broomstick. Oh! I think that's supposed to be a mandrake. That thing that spits out the musical notes there that kill you. Grim Reaper. I was reaped. Getting a little bit more used to it. Wow, game over again already. Yes, I will not be winning any Quidditch tournaments. Honestly, that game seems sort of impossible to me. Quidditch. Oops, wait. No. Really? Okay, I'm holding it and that does it. So that's... You gotta hold the button to do the magic, I guess. Because I pressed Y and it... It's not doing anything now, so... I don't know. There's a lot going on the screen. And I'm not saying that as an excuse or anything, but there is a lot going on. That's just an observation. All right, let's see if I can ditch these. They just come down way too fast, though. Up, see, I got hit by one there already. I think these come down faster than they did in the like first level. How do you change the method of magic? Yeah, I have no idea, but that's mostly because I don't know the instructions. You know, I don't know the... I don't know, they didn't seem that fast the first stage, but those little axes that look like fingernails. The little lawn gnomes are throwing at me. I'm gonna call them lawn gnomes. But, you know, since I can't read the instructions anyway, unless it was a translated version. Not like well, I can't read the instructions that are specific to this version. Don't forget to use bombs. Will help for ground theft. Okay. Well, you know, that's like I have to press another button. Hey, look, I got a second little fairy. Maybe I'm out of bombs? Oh, there they are. Do you have infinite bombs? Okay. See, that's my strategy. Just run into the bullets and the object, whatever you call them. Obstacles. Infinite bombs. Yes. Okay. Because this isn't like a screen wiping out bomb anyway, so that makes sense. Oh, this is actually pretty good against this guy. I didn't think of that. Color flashing pots. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, pretty difficult is like any shmup for me, but probably most people too. But probably meant relatively speaking, it's one of the harder ones. But yeah, I don't get intimidated by it. As far as that goes, I just know, you know, it's hard and it takes a lot of practice to get good. And I unfortunately just don't have the time to get really good. And even then, that doesn't mean that there's no guarantee that I'm gonna get like, you know, really good at it. Because there are limits. But as long as you have fun. Reverse flame effect. Oh. Oh, right. Like, cool. Kind of like how was it Gradius or one of those Gradius ones has like the little flame of your ship like can get stuff. Yeah, see, I don't know what those, like, streaks are. Cancel bullets. Yeah. Okay, so that's that one of the pots? That little face thing? I don't know what these pots are. I couldn't even kill that one. I made it to its neck. Ah! How do you avoid that sword? I'm probably not gonna make it. Oh! Still have some credits left. They would just fall off if you stop shooting them. Plus. So that thing I was shooting was one of the pots. That face thing. Okay. I think. Ah! Yay! Well, I'm getting further. Oh, no way I can avoid those. I know I don't get anything for... I'm just practicing. Alright. So it might be doable if I practice some more. Fly low to avoid the sword? Yeah, that's what I was wondering, if it's low or high. There's just a lot to watch out for in this. So much going on. Whoops. I did not mean to do that magic there. Ugh. Whoops. I mean, I didn't mean to not continue, I just did it accidentally. Ah! What hit me there? One of those plants. Ugh! Wow. Yeah, it's getting really, tight in here. Am I game over now? Yeah, fully game over. It's fairly busy, yes. Yeah, I mean, it's not just busy, not just a lot going on, but it's complicated. Like, you're explaining to me all the rules, and I'm just like, wow. Alright, I'll do my... There. The Z stands for Zelda. Stay low to take out the archers. Yeah. Alright. I'm having fun here. Whoops. Pressed the wrong button. I pressed the start button. That got me into that menu. I could probably tweak some of the settings too. Let me know if anybody wants to see any of that settings tweaks, or if you want to see other versions. I've got those. I've got the I got the PC Engine version downloaded, and the arcade version, I think, is also on here. Not that I'm like itching to go to different versions right now. I'm fine where we're at. Metals band from Japan. Yes. Not sure if I knew that, but it sounded like that when I invented that as my sort of initials. It had that feel to it, so I dig. That's just always what I put with the 3 initials. Alright. So I am improving, I'm getting a little further. Eventually I'll figure out, you know, how to do stuff. PC Engine version? Yeah, just let me know when you guys are ready, because I can play this, you know, whatever. It's, you know, it's 2 things. I'm just doing this. I'm just doing this because it's fun, but since, you know, I've got something of an audience here, it's really for the people watching. But otherwise, I'd be just doing it for whatever, and I'd, you know. Oh, yeah! The PC Engine. Well, if you want to, I can try and download it while you're you know, while this is playing, because it'll only take a few seconds to copy it over. It's not like you're gonna see my like file system or anything. So if you want to send me a link, I'll just have to pause a second while I click on it, but if you've got it, or if not, another time, that's fine too. I'm not. But I'm just saying, if you have it ready, it wouldn't take too long, and I could download while I'm doing stuff. I don't think my connection's that bad. You know, down and up. Oh, I got hit. I got one. Oh no, I got. Ugh. All right. Practicing. You gotta practice. All right, you got it. All right. Oh, cool. Wow, that's neat. That is so cool. So you got those. All right. That is neat. So you're saying you'd have to rip an image of the copy you got. Oops. Yeah. If you haven't done that yet, then that would take some time. That looks really cool, though. Yo, you have them on your MiSTer already. Okay, cool. Yeah. Analog Duo. Which one's the Duo? That's the PC Engine, right? Duh. I don't know why that. I don't know why I didn't figure that out. And then they just announced the N64 one too, like last week or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, small production runs. I get it. So, yeah, I think it's just hold down to do the magic. My guess is that when I lifted up the button to press Y, it just launched, and I thought it was Y, because I'm pressing Y now and nothing's happening. So I must have been holding it down. Really? I let that guy hit me? What? Oh! That guy got me from behind. Well, I'd be happy to check them out at some point. It doesn't have to be now. I mean, it's all what's the word? Not ungrateful. I can't be can't be too choosy about it. You know, something that's. see how we can do now. I did better. I did better. I don't know if it was just an easier one or not. Two something. And I wish I knew a little bit more Japanese. And the Japanese I did know I learned like 20 years ago. So, you know, even like the 3 words I learned I'm rusty on. Oops. Ugh. Wow. Yeah. Yeah, good luck with recovering that. These days it's hard to recover a hard drive. You gotta pay like a lot of money. Joked about noise Japanese. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, wasn't this machine kind of expensive in Japan, even? Why is there like one shark over there? There's like one shark stuck over there. There. Is that the pot? That little shiny thing? Save the shark. I got it. I blew it up and got a shiny thing out of it. There's another one of those. It's a griffin or whatever. Ah! Why did I do that? Line up with those. Well, you gotta line up to hit them, but then you gotta get out of the way. I am getting a little bit better. I'm improving a bit. I've made the high score screen that one time. Whoops. Stay tight and low. Oops. Don't run into the snakes. Different magic if you hold down both buttons. Maybe, because if you hold down this button, something happens here. Well, you get killed if you're bad like me, but... See, the little fairy thing goes away. Ugh! I did bad there. At that boss. I mean, not horrible, I'm not whining about it, but... Hey, look at that! Look, there's a big and a cot. What's that first one? Is that like a score I got and then like didn't put in my name? Probably. Alright, so let's try that 2-button deal. Oops, let's not actually press start. Let's push B, I guess that starts it. Seems to. It just sounds like a telephone ringing. The music's the same, I remember that. And I can use the stick here, or I can use the D-pad. This is the D-pad, this is the stick. I think that's just the part of the MiSTer core. But I don't know how, like, controllers were on... I'm using a controller. I don't know how controllers were with the X68000 originally, so... Alright, I'm holding down both. Did that. That's kind of neat. Alright. Of course, you actually have to have, like, some magic to use it to it. Alright, now it's just the first... Now it's just, the right, the whatever button. Oh, she's, like, kissing it. That was kind of cool. I don't know if it was really kissing it, but it looked like it. And here's this one. There. So, I don't know if that's any different. The first one, it looked like it did flame when I held both of them down, but I don't know if that's just because of whatever magic I had. There aren't a whole lot of buttons on this either. Try it again with the blue magic. Do I have a blue magic on? Okay, so 2 of them. Ah, there's the bubble. Hey, I learned a thing. Oh wow, that guy out kind of quick. Oh, now it's a pinwheel. Probably because it got used up or something. Oh, am I gonna do it? Oh! I got stuck in the corner there. I was doing really good up until there. Oof. All right, now I gotta remember how to do that. That's what I want. I want the shield thingy. Oh, it just auto disappears after time. Okay. But is it like it's like it's not hit dependent then? If it disappears after a time, I would think. I would think that it's kind of infinite hit until it runs out. As opposed to like the one in Gradius where, like, you know, if you get hit 3 times or whatever it is, it goes away. Oh. There, I got that. But yeah, it's still, like I was saying, it's pretty complicated because you got the magics, you got the bomb thingies, you got your regular shooter. I don't know. It just seems like there's a lot. Not just a lot going on on screen either. That's what I mean. Complicated rule set, let's say. Check my Discord DMs. Okay. Find out. Alright. Grab it a different way now. As he tries to play and fiddle with the link at the same time. I should get to like one of those pauses between levels. Ah! Right here. Yep, there. Yay! Oh! It's tough. All right, while it's doing that, let me see if I can grab this. Thank you very much. Well, downloading music. It's like the you need access. All right. It says I don't have access to it, so I sent the request. You probably just didn't make it, you know, accessible by other people or whatever. Avoid them is tough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Granted access. All right. All right. Yep. I'm in. trying to click download there on the next little pause. It requires a little bit too much focus to be able to do that and play at the same time. Whereas I can glance up at the chat window a little easier. That thing. I'm digging. I mean, the game's really cute. You know, and tough as these games usually like to be. But it's fun, and I'm kind of getting a little idea of how it works. Oops. And those things come out fast. Oof. Really? Wow. This is tough. I think my other strategy might work better. The stay high strategy, but then pay attention and dodge. Because that's how I did it last time. I think staying low, there's too much at the bottom. Yeah, there, I did it. Alright. Tea time. Oh, come on! Oh, man! Alright, I got 2 of them that time. I did good. Alright, let's see if I can grab these. Alright, it's downloading. Oops, I'm dying while I'm checking that it's downloading. I'll have to transfer it over to my MiSTer, so that's going to take a little while too. And I didn't download it directly to my other. Well, no, I can just copy it over there. That way, that'll work. Game over. A new N64 core. Yeah, I think that came yesterday. I better put Fa. When it is quickly enough, it'll probably messed me up. So, yeah, you know, it's good. I'm getting the hang of it. Alright, that's downloaded already. Alright, just give me a moment to start the transfer over. You can watch the demo. It probably does things way better than I do. This is an EA game? Oh. Huh. Games is PC Engine, right? So, PC Engine. Scrolly, scrolly, scroll. I think I have another key for TurboGrafx 16. It's a CD one, so let's put it in the CD. Load. Alright, copying those over. Alright, so those are being copied over to the MiSTer. A modern EA release. Ha! It's still the, is it success property, right? Beam and show bullet hell. Huh. Actually, let me look at those settings. Select run disable. I don't know what that does. Oh, see, here you go. It says A is bomb and call, and B is shot and magic. So that's, yeah. And that matches up to the actual A and B that I have listed here on my controller, which is done Nintendo style. I'm using the 8-bit Do Pro 2. So I can, like, you know, do tons of lives and cheat. Well, not cheat, but, you know. Easy. Is you do really hard or really easy? Let's see. A is play. I just hit A, nothing happened. Oh, because sound number 0. Durr. Messing around with the CRT mode. Oh, so I can change the. Whoa! Whoops. I can change the. I think I broke it. I picked a bad resolution there. You can change the mode. That's cool, though. All right, let me just reset it. All right, that thing just finished copying as well. So I will have that in a moment. Oh, the other ones? All right, well, while this is reloading, maybe I'll grab those. All right, let's try to do this without breaking it. 512. I don't know if that actually changed anything. Is set? Huh. Well, I'm not gonna mess with it because I broke it when I changed that one mode, so. Visual mode. I don't know what that did. Nothing. Ranking mode. Oh, so that picks the mode, I guess. Big cotton pantsuit. That makes sense. Autosave. Eh. It didn't save my scores. I'll just leave it like that. It's fine. Select run. I don't know. I don't know what these do. Let's try you-do mode. See what happens. As I scramble. Let me know if there's anything that you need that I have. Because I'm happy to share stuff too. This is still the 68K version. Yeah, I reloaded it because it crashed. If I push the actual start button, it gives me this menu option. See, it says it's in you-do mode, whatever that is. So, I don't know, that might be easy. That might be easy mode, I don't know. This looks, I don't know if it looks easy or not. Or it might be like super hard. Yeah, this looks super hard, because look at those, oh, look at those bullets following me. So this is like insane mode. Is it easy difficulty? Because I don't think so. Yeah, the homing fire. There was a little bit of that. Wow! I didn't even see that. I did not see whatever that was that hit me. I guess it's one of those bullets like that one there, but I did not even see it. Yeah. Wow. Super tough. Like, insane. I would have thought this was the easy mode. Because there already was hardest, but... Yoko means hard. I don't think it said Yoko, though. I mean, it is Yoko, but... Homing revenge bullets. Yeah, right? Alright, those stuff's all downloaded. Let me just, quickly copy the other things over. Well, that's cool. Alright. Oops. Start. Wait, I hit start and nothing happened there. There we go. I mean, it didn't say, it said you do. It didn't say Yoko versus Tate. Alright, let's just try easy. Yeah, I don't know what that visual mode does. Wait, oh! That was weird. Now... Okay, that's me pressing the start button. But when I pressed start before, it put me into that thing. So what did I do? Maybe that. The buttons are doing different things, and I didn't press anything. Or maybe I did, but... I don't think I did. Yeah, now it's this button. What did I... That's weird. Hang on. Let me reset this. I just don't know if my buttons got mixed up or what. Yeah, cotton pants. Cotton pantsu. Big. Oh, now it's really whack. I don't know what I did there. Right. Yeah, see, now it's going into this mode. Oh, I'm pressing start and it's doing that. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I exited. Okay, now it's not going into the... Okay, that menu when I press B. I don't know why I did that. It was weird. Yeah, big cotton pantsu. Or pants. Alright. So let's try this. I got the other... well, most of their stuff copied. Right. This seems a lot easier. Than those crazy homing bullets. Those homing bullets were pretty cool looking, though. I mean, what is it? Devilishly... difficult? Yeah, only like 2 guys came out that time instead of like 5, I think. 3. Seem to be getting 3 a lot. Maybe I hit 1. I don't know. Patterns look a little slightly different. I could be wrong on that. But, you know, that's what I do. I play normal until I realize I suck. And then I go to easy and go, yeah, still not good. Just want to see if I can get a little bit further. And then I think I'll switch over to the PC engine there. Ooh. Yeah, I'm digging this. Probably not my favorite. Right now, it feels like about a 3.5 out of 5-ish, you know, to me. It's about how much I'm enjoying it, but, you know, it's alright. It's very well done, though. I'm gonna give it points for that. It just, you know, it looks good. The graphics are pretty. Nice and colorful, that sort of thing. I don't even mind the complications of it. It's just I didn't know what it was, but it's not really that complicated once you get the hang of, like, okay, this button does this, that button does that. I knew that I was gonna get, I think, yes! Only one! Well, okay, there, only one. Definitely beef some things up. Makes it a little more fair, you think? You were saying it kind of balanced things out. Yeah. I mean, this was based off of, this is like the arcade version, so it's gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, that's gonna probably be a thing. Ah! Reboot is definitely easier. But as far as, you know, what they did with it and how it looks and all that, it's good. And I'm not complaining that it's hard either. I'm just not, you know, that's me. But I'm just giving my overall feel of it. Gut instinct. You know, if I'm gonna give a score, I tend to do it on feel, rather than any sort of objective, like, well, this X was good and that, you know, like, the graphics were this good, the controls were that good. You know, I don't do that. I just go, it's just how I feel, you know, at the end of the day. And I don't think it's a 3. It's better than a 3. But I'm not enjoying it enough to give it a 4 right now. It's easier because it gives you more tools, yeah. Or I would think more tools would make it easier. Maybe more complicated, but... And I just had a... For some reason, I was thinking about when the other day when Saiyan was talking about... The other day, it was probably like 2 weeks ago. When Saiyan was talking about... Air Song. I don't know why that just popped into my head. Something about the tools made me think of it. Look at that, my little fairy guy is going after the clouds. Keep your head in the clouds. Oh, those shark guys are like, oh, they remind me of that guy from, Gamera. Like, knife head guy. If anybody remember the name. 4 willows out of 5? Yeah, I can see that. And I'm talking this version, because this is the one I'm playing. You know, Reboot I might rank a little higher, because it might be a little more fun for me. Oh, man, it just clipped me. mean, it doesn't feel so hard that it's, like, unreasonable, you know? Even though there's, you know, I can make it super hard. Or is it? Gotcha. Look at that, I got all the red. Ooh. Ah! Oh, come on. Weak sauce. 3. So the best I did was like, I think 2 or 1. Reboot might be a 5. Yeah. I can relate. Yeah, and this is very good. I don't have like a lot of complaints about it. It's just there's just something that isn't quite clicking for me. And I do love the cuteness and all that, but there's just something there. It's definitely not a 3 though. Yeah, those like tomato guys or whatever they are. They're like flying squid, shark, knife head guys. Those guys there. Anybody know what that guy in Gamera is? He was slicing up the triangular head guys on the one planet. You know, and the kid always liked the donuts or whatever in that one. So if you're familiar with the MST3K, kids' brains always taste better when they've been thinking about donuts. I believe it was that episode. If you play it more and get a rhythm, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. That's why I don't want to score. It's definitely not a 3. Like, if I played a lot more of it, I could probably get into it. But just a little. Some of that is just the extreme wealth of other options we have these days. You know, if I was playing this back in the day, it might be a 4. You need to watch more games. Yeah, well, I recommend it, so I can agree with that statement. We all need to watch more Gamera. Megalon? No, that's Godzilla versus Megalon, so it's not Megalon. Not Boragon, because that was a different one. I can't remember. They had so many puns with that because they had a knife head, and he's like, oh, I bet he drinks Cuddy Sark and stuff like that. It was just, it was a really funny one. Mind you, I got nothing against, you know, Gamera movies and stuff, and I kind of take the with MST3K, not that the movies are necessarily good or bad. I mean, they can do bad ones and they can do good ones, and they just make it funny. So it's not necessarily an insult on the movie. So if you like the movie, don't take it like, oh, they're ripping the movie and it's bad. I mean, they may or may not like it. That's their opinion, but you can still enjoy it. Like, I've watched their ones of like Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, which is like my favorite movie ever, and I think it's great. And I like Gamera movies. The point is I'm not trying to knock Gamera movies. I like Gamera movies in general, with or without MST3K. I am just drunk piloting here. Crazy drunk broom flyer. I don't know. Ah. Wow. But I got here with 3 credits, so... I don't know, that's about the same as I did on normal, so... I'm either playing lax, or just, it's not that much easier. Might as well play on normal. Ugh, yeah, oh man, that was tough, because I was trying to avoid the little death acorn, or whatever. Death artichoke. Artichoke is the word. Yeah, there it is. Right there, that's the death artichoke. And it explodes into snakes. Maybe it's supposed to be like a snake thing. Ah! Maybe I should, use some magic? I mean, I'm not sure those streaks are supposed to be in there, but it's the only effect that looks weird. So maybe the game is just like that. I haven't done a ton of 68K playing on this. I know that the core is not like 100% yet, but oh shoot. Oh man. It is tough. But you can micro dodge pretty well with this. Yeah, see? Oh, that was my fault. That was totally my fault. So I just gotta get better at the micro dodging there. Death artichoke. You like that? You have to put that in the podcast then. Did it not look like an artichoke? I mean, some sort of like vegetable thing. I like artichoke though. It's funny. Oh, yeah, I'm not game over yet. Okay. So I'll do the other game after this, or the other version. Wow. Up-a-da. How did I miss that? Well, if anyone wants to look it up, you can look up which episode that is. Which, kind you liked it? I mean, it's not a walnut. It's green, you know. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna get through this. But I'm not gonna pause the stream just to look up whatever that Gamera movie was. But if someone does, great. If not, that's fine too. Comment below. Way less busy than in reboot. Yeah, well, I'm also on easy mode, remember. But that's the other thing is it's way like it is way less busy as far as what goes on the screen because reboot has all that score stuff. B, easy B. Big cotton pan. Alright, I think it's time to switch. Core. I don't have cotton for the N64, so I can't show you that. Because I don't think it came out on that. Console. I think it's on T, so why don't we pick T? Alright. Load. Bin the queue. So they added the CHDs for Saturn. So the CHD files will now work, which I guess are more compressed. So that's a good thing. There's your remastered Lords of Thunder. But we're gonna do Cotton, and so that's gonna be up at C. Push run button. Let's do the remastered one. Why not? Or remastered in air quotes if you insist. Oh, it's big now. Right. I think the music is a little quiet. I'm gonna turn it up a bit. Hopefully that's not too loud. That sounds good to me. Listen to slightly different music here. So we'll do a compare. I'll do this one and the other one, which I do believe I have. I think I downloaded it in preparation for doing this anyway.
ある日のこと、突然闇の波動が光のプリズムを狂わせ、世界中の光を吸い込み始めてしまいました。それから夜の闇が続き、人々は眠ったままの朝を目覚めさす方法がわからないまま不安な生活を送らされていました。しかしそんなことには全く無関心で、ウィローが大好きなコットンという魔法使いがいました。
Okay, I got Willow out of that.
お願いです。助けてください。私の世界が闇の魔物たちに支配されてしまいました。どうか闇の魔物を倒して
She's
私
talking
たちの世
fast.
界を救って。
I mean, not like overly fast, but
あの、ちょっ
I know.
と
Yeah, I can read those. I can read those. I
魔
know.
物のボスを倒せば妖精の国名産のウィローが手に入るのにな。
Let's go. Sounds like a TurboGrafx. That's because it is a TurboGrafx 3D game. Alright, so let's just tap, 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 and then hold down to do that, which I don't have any more of those. Yeah. So it looks like the same controls, where it's two buttons, but, you know, you hold down. And it looks huge, and I don't know if that's just because of the scaling or the sprites or whatever, you know, compared to the one I was just playing. This plays good. Oh look, see, I got a second. Ah, okay. This feels a lot easier. Yes, I know, as I run into stuff, but it does feel like a lot more manageable for whatever reason. And I may or may not do well at it, but that's the first, like, I got like one of those like pot things before out of all that playing, and that one I got like first thing right away. I got the second fairy. But then again, I got game over pretty quickly too, so. Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, I can't. See, this is one of the things that this MiSTer Core is not as good. Like, you can't have your secondary buttons be like turbo. You can't add two buttons to be turbo. That would be nice. And it just comes down to the way the core runs. You know, you could easily do that. Oh, it locked up. Oh, okay. There, I got the thing. Yeah. It looks good. Nice big, whoops. Wow! It looks about the same as far as difficulty, doing the tea time thing. Yeah. Probably need to. That's what I'm saying. I can't do. But if I do turbo, I can't hold the button down to do the Willow. Kawaii. Okay, that one I got. Ah.
は横取りしようっつう魂胆ね。
違います。七色のウィルを集めるとビッグでグレートなウィローになるんです。
ビッグでグレートなウィロー？
I'm enjoying listening to the words, even though I can't understand them. Rather than kawaii. Yeah, the problem is if I have turbo on, then I can't do this hold down the button to trigger the magic. So that's kind of that's a problem. That's why I wish that they had, you know, where you could use the extra buttons. You know, with the 4 face buttons I got here, if I could use the extra ones to be my turbo buttons. Where a lot of the other emulators and stuff, especially for like NES or something, would do that. But these cores don't. Oof. You can remap stuff in MiSTer, but I can't make one button be turbo and one button be regular press of it. And it depends on the core. If the core had an extra button for like a turbo version or something, then yeah. This might have the better music. Yeah, I am really digging the music. Music's a little loud compared to the sound effects. I don't know if that can be adjusted. That would be within the game, though. Yeah, those musical notes are really big compared to... They take up a lot of real estate, though, that you have to ditch, you know, compared to the X68K version. But yeah, I definitely can remap. You define the buttons here, and you define them however you want. I don't know if you can say that per game. I'd like to do that in certain games, perhaps. And this button key remap, that's the map. I don't know, buttons to different keys or something. It doesn't actually. It's not a temporary remap thing, which I thought it was. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Oh. Big cotton. Except that's at Hudson instead of Pence. The original version has louder sound effects. You want me to play this one some more? I'll play this one some more, a little bit more. I'll skip that this time though. I'll play this a little bit more, and then I'll switch to the other one, so we can compare. But yeah, the music is a little loud. I don't think I'm ready to switch over yet. I forget. And I think I have the arcade version. I don't know what else there was of this. Those are the 3 I remember getting, though. So I can play the arcade version a little bit, too. Obviously not Cotton Reboot, but... if we're comparing versions that are kind of the same... Yeah, I think I like the 68K version better. But, I'd probably rate it about the same if I had to give it a score. Oh, I'm gonna get hit. I like how it gives you that, like, instead of your invincibility frames, it just blows up everything on the screen when you come back in. That's a neat touch. Oof. I let the eyeball get me. Yeah, I can barely hear that. Which is like one of the best parts. It's very kawaii. Oh yeah, it does this. It's loading the boss. There. Seems to work a little different. Alright, let's see if I can... Nope. No way. This may actually be tougher. No, let's just grab him. It's like she's wearing her like a little wristwatch. I don't know. Doi! Kawaii!
今食べてあげますからね。いただきます。あ、ダメ。何するのよ。あ、さては横取りしようっつう魂胆ね。違います。七色のウィルを集めるとビッグでグレートなウィローになるんです。え？ビッグでグレートなウィロー
But yeah, it's one thing I wish that the core did is had those extra buttons, which I think only one of the MiSTer cores does that, where it gives you like you can use extra I could be wrong. Maybe none of them do. Where you can use extra buttons. You know, like if you had like a 2-button controller like NES or whatever, you know, Sega Master System, where you can use those 2 extra buttons for turbos. I think there might be one that does that. Whereas a lot of emulators do that these days, so it's kind of odd. That it doesn't. Kinda odd. Oh, come on. It's just too much. Ugh. Like, how am I gonna avoid that, really? Okay, there is the fairy. I saw it. On the little platformy pot thing. And then I just blew up. So yeah, I don't know why it doesn't do that, but it doesn't. You can adjust the speed. There's an adjustment. Let's see. You got things before they shoot music notes. Yeah, but I didn't have enough. It wasn't even that. Like, I didn't have enough bullets to kill it quick enough. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was talking about. But yeah, you're right. As far as dodging it, yeah. If you could kill it quicker, that would work. Oh, look, it's got the constellation there. That's I think that's in the other version too, in the reboot. That's Cassiopeia, the little sort of stair-steppy looking thing. I think it's supposed to be Cassiopeia. All right, so let me try. Forget, was it a CD one? Yeah, here it is. So here's the regular version, or original version, whatever. Yeah, the music sounds quieter. Oh, and this English. Since then, it has been dark, and the people have lived uneasily, not knowing how to wake the sleeping morning. The crystal of darkness made it dark. But there was a witch named Cotton who didn't care about anything but willows, which are little fairies, huh? Oh, please, please help us. Our world has been ruled by the evil mist. Please help us to defeat the evil mist and save our world, which is Koahe wa. Wait. If she defeats the boss of the evil mist, she could get the special willows from the fairyland. Let's go. So I was right. She's like, please help me. Yeah, the music's very quiet in this one. Like, you can barely hear it. The sound seems a little muddy. Okay, now it's just like a little weird triangle constellation. Maybe it's not. But I thought I saw that in the reboot. That it actually looked like Cassiopeia more. The one that was. All right, take care, Corkman. Thanks for watching. I don't know why that is hard to say. Talking is hard. Yeah. I think this one's not as good as the X68K version. Alright, see, I avoided it. So I'm improving somewhat. Oof. This one's a lot more seemingly unfairly difficult. Feels like. Even though, like I said, it was easier at the beginning. I think overall it's difficult. I think that one bit was easier, where I got the second fairy thing, or the second willow. Now that I know that that's what the willow is. Dun, dun, dun. So the main real difference I'm seeing is the audio, as far as the quote-unquote remastering. But that was a neat little package, though, on the link that you sent me, which is in the chat if anyone sees that. It won't be in the YouTube version when I upload this to YouTube, but I might put that in the description though. I was doing all right dodging that too. If I remember correctly, in the on the Turbo graphics, did it actually have a secondary button that did the turbo, or was it just the switch? Maybe it was just the switch, like the slider that changed the turbo speed. I can't remember now. Maybe it did have one that was like the turbo one and one was the regular. You'd think they'd put that in on this core, but no. That lock up there is so whack. Oops. Oof. 2. It's maybe about the same difficulty. Some of that's a little random, so should probably just a slider. I don't remember. Hee. Hi, baby Willow. There's no voice though. I'll eat. Nom nom nom. No! Don't eat me. No, no, no. If the 7 willows of different colors come together, they become a great big willow. A big, great willow. But yeah, it doesn't have the voice acting in there. Transitioning from stage music to boss music. Viewpoint on the music. I don't remember. It's just a loading screen. I just don't know why it. I mean, the Amiga does that when it has the disc loads and stuff like that. It was just, it just caught me off guard when I first saw it. I was like, whoa, it locked up. But that is one reason why I was not into CD games. Originally, not specifically that, but load times. And the PlayStation, I'm playing this game on PlayStation. It's like got 5-minute load times. I'm like, wasn't that from like 10 years ago on the Commodore 64 with the taking 5 minutes to load up off the disk drive, which I have learned that there was some sort of bug with the system, which is why the load times were so long on the Commodore 64. There was some sort of thing in there that throttled the bandwidth speed of the I/O. Which is why it took so long to load it. And they did eventually make a faster drive later, but it was expensive, and everybody just got the regular one, I think. The other funny thing is that the disk drives for Commodore 64, they have their own. They basically have the same like main processor as the Commodore 64. They don't have all the extra I/O. You know, they don't have like SID chips in them or anything, but it has the main processor. Same main processor. So it's basically like a whole other PC. That's one of the reasons they were so expensive too. But it handled all its own stuff. And back in the day, you kind of had to do that because chips were not as like CPUs and things were not as even though it is using another CPU. But they didn't have chipsets and supporting sets as I don't know if robust is the right word, but they didn't do as much. You know, so things were simpler. So you basically had to have another device to do, you know, another chip to run it. And maybe I'm kind of oversimplifying that, but hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. There, I used a strategy and it worked. Dun, dun. Yeah, I'm definitely digging the 68K one better. There's some glitchiness there. I don't know what that was about. Yeah, we're getting it there too. You're getting that little when the push run comes in. What I was saying about the load times with the CDs, I remember just thinking, what is this nonsense with this load time? You know, if I wanted 5-minute load times, I'd get a C64. That's basically what I thought back then. Just not impressed with it. Despite the games actually being good. So the next console I got, I did not have a PS1. I mean, I have. Well, I don't have one now. Actually, I gave it to my sister, but I got one for free in like 2003-ish or something. But no, I did not have a PS1. I mean, I didn't get one when it was new. You know, it was when it was that current generation or whatever. I did not have you know, I was basically the generation before with the N64 and the Genesis. I had those, and then I think the next console I bought was a GameCube. Load times never. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was literally like one of the games was like 5 minutes, and it was annoying. You know, I mean, 30 seconds to a minute maybe, but once it gets over a certain point, it just felt like going backwards because I was so used to like the instant of the games. I never had an N64. I mean, I have one now, but you know, back then I didn't get an N64 or any of that either. And I was kind of PC at the time. I was kind of like not really into games all that much for a while. Like for maybe a few years in the mid-90s, and I got back into it with you know, I thought I was done with games, with video games, and then I played Half-Life, and that was it. I was like, okay, games are awesome. But I don't know. I mean, I don't think I'm that impatient. It just seemed, the thing that bothered me about it was it seemed like a step backwards, you know? And I got a GameCube and I played that, and they really engineered some of those games very well. I can't remember if it was both Metroid Prime and the Rogue Squadron games. They in like Rogue Squadron they put bits of code so that the file size, or whatever you want to call it, the data size, was actually larger because they put it in multiple places so that it would not take as long to load, because you could get to like areas from multiple places and it would quicker load, you know. So they really thought about it then. So, you know, load times were a thing. And it's especially annoying if you like comparing this to, say, you know, like if you're playing a game like V, you know, spelled the letter V 6 times. If you're playing that game and you had to wait a minute every time you die, you're not playing that game. Because like the last time I played it, I died like 1,600 times or something, or 1,000 times, whatever. It was over 1,000, whatever it was. I don't think it's 1,600. It was like 1084 or something like that. It wasn't 1084. It was like 1,000 something. You know, you're not gonna play it. It's just that really can be a big problem depending on the game. Bit in the late 90s until PlayStation reinvigorated me. Yeah. Yeah, so we all go through our phases and stuff. But I like to explain to people, and I know lots of other people that kind of do this too, where I go through a phase where I'm like, I'll be really into something, then I'll switch to something else. So right now I'm getting into comic books. Like, and actually reading them as opposed to just buying them, you know. Alright, I think I'm getting tired of this one. It's kind of, It's not horrible, but it's not as fun. Not making progress. I'm also not paying attention as much. I want to use the 0 as an O. But see, it's like, it says Hudson, it doesn't say pantsuit. H-U-D, I assume it was S-O-N. You know, a name ending in son. So this game could work for Bolson Construction, is what I'm trying to say. Because of Hudson Soft. Okay, let's try something else. I'm gonna do the only other one I know off the top of my head that I have is the arcade one. I don't remember if that's under C or... C, cotton. So we'll try that. Name ends in son, you got it. Oh, it's louder. I turn it down a little bit. Because I did have to turn it up for the other one. See this, now this looks much like the 68K version. Sega success. Insert the coin. So yeah, it's the same. Bomb nymphs, shoot magic. Let's see. Okay, I'm doing this. That's my coin insert. And then start is select. Oh, that's putting in the coin. This is press start. Okay. I think the music sounds more like the 68K version too. Probably has a similar, if not the same chip. Nice crunchy sound there. Alright, well, we've read that recently, so. Okay, now I'm getting the nice, you tap it and you get like several shots. which I was not getting on the TurboGrafx / PC Engine version. Oh, they're like little cherub birds. Huh. Blue guys are like little imps. Yeah, I'm already. This feels so much better. Gimme. Yay. That was harder. I didn't get that thing destroyed out like I did in the TurboGrafx version. The sprites seem much clearer in this version. You know, easier to read and see what they are. Like I noticed that those like those little birdie things had faces, you know. Which I'm sure they're there, but you know, they have these little cute cheruby faces. No CD loading thing there. Oh, that's weird. Oh yeah, the buttons are reversed. That's why it's weird. Okay. Oh man, I walked right into that. Coin! That's cute. Let's put some coin credits in. Oh, I ran into it. It's like panic, trying to steer. Panic steering. The wavy thing effect. Let's see. Don't want to say anything, but this seems a lot easier to dodge. One, yeah. Yeah, I got 100 because I grabbed one of them, but let's go. And of course, those are home ports versus this arcade one, so this is naturally. You expect it to be better. That isn't always the case. It could be argued that, for example, the Sega Genesis version or Mega Drive, if you know, if you're a Mega Drive player, version of say Altered Beast is better than the arcade version. I think the graphics look better in the arcade version, but it does have parallax scrolling in the Genesis version that does not exist in the arcade. That was yeah. I was in the wrong spot. This is fun though. I'm enjoying this a lot more, despite the you know, being arcade hard. Okay, so I got a crystal thingy from that. Okay. Goodbye. This is feeling more like a 4. Even. But again, some of that might be related to, you know, how the emulation has to go and things like that too, so. But this is a lot of fun. How long have I been going? 2 hours. Bonus pothead thing. Alright, so I get that. Oh, what? Alright, so the bombs do really help. They do a lot more damage on those guys. Okay. You were saying that. There's a flying shark type dude up there. Giron! I think it was. Like G-U-I-R-O-N. That's who it was, I think. Gamma versus Giron. I think that was the one. Goodbye. I get past this boss. That is the question. It's like, it feels harder even though I'm doing better-ish, you know, I'm continuing, but I don't know. But I got like no magic. Oh! No way. I start all the way back here. I don't know. It feels different. It's hard to put into words, I think. Yeah, Giron, and then the other one where he fought the thing that looked kind of like a Bullet Tricks or whatever, I think that was Gamma versus Zigra. Wow, I just suddenly remembered them. So it's either Zigra or Giron, but I think it's Giron. That's what that knife guy reminds me of. Knife fish head guy. This is the mini boss, isn't it? The halfway boss. Not the end level boss. Then I gotta go up and over where the archers are. But I'm really glad that I got to sit down with this a little bit and take some time. So I'm gonna try and do this more. Since I'm starting to get back into regular streaming, and I'm pretty much only doing it once, you know, once a week on Sundays. Seems to be a good day for me. Afternoons. But, you know, there's a lot, not just having a lot on screen, but there's a lot going on, so it's hard to, like, assess what's coming at you, too, in this. So that's why I'm having trouble just sort of perceiving, you know, my threats and stuff. I'm not analyzing. I'm not doing that proper. And that could be on me too. Because it's just so much. It's a little bit information overload. But I mean, let's look at Cotton Reboot. I mean, there's information big time overload, right? Get some coins in. I don't know if you can continue like forever in this one. Oof. They might let you because it's money. Yeah, I'm liking this. I think I'm liking this version the best out of the 3. Well, 4 technically. I'd say second best was, and I can start all over again. Yeah. So, you know, you do have to get good, as they say. So if I get down here, yeah, okay. So you can handle those guys if you do it right. You're not steering wrong on that. Now I have 2. Eat the clouds. Whatever you do. We're eating the clouds before. 1 minute. There he goes. Eat that cloud. She's a cloud eater. Whoa, she'll eat it up. She's a cloud eater. Yeah. Well, I'm getting the groove so far. I mean, that bit there, I grooved a lot better. The cloud expressions do remind me a lot of Bonk's Adventure, though. Like the weird expressions that the little flowers do when you jump on them. I think I'm getting powered up more, so I'm like able to, you know, assess it. And probably, well, you don't really Gradius syndrome it because you start over at the beginning of the level. Tough down here. It's getting tricky. Oh, I saw it! And I ran into it. Alright. Still got my 2 berries. That's good. My 2 willows. Alright. Right. Opposite. Oops! Oh, come on! Oh! This time I don't have to start over. Huh, weird. Oh, come on! Goodbye! Now I gotta start over. So I don't think I'm gonna get past that really, unless I really. But I'm digging this. I had a nice little I don't know what you want to call it. Not really learning curve, but progress. You know, progress curve. I can just like sit in the swamp. But that Gamera vs. Giron thing, one of the things I like about it is when it phases the boss. Yeah, that boss phase. was pretty cool. I forget. I seem to remember somebody mentioned something like the bosses have random phases. Like sometimes they'll throw a different phase out. But the Gamera thing, I like how when they introduced that character or whatever, you know, the Iran with the knife guy, he's like tearing apart the guy that was the bad guy from like the previous Gamera movie, and he's tearing apart like a whole bunches of them. It was weird though. I was able to continue like right at the boss for that one time. I don't know how that worked. Alright, so that beefed up my weapon, I think, if I'm reading it correctly. Yeah, see, now I'm familiar enough with it, now I can try to, like, look up the, oh, this does that, and that does that. I think. It's a lot to take in at once. Okay. It's just sitting there, not a good place. Because then the falling weird tree stumps will still get you. Oof. You see, that one let me... It's weird. That one let me start from the same spot here. Huh. I don't know, but I'm digging this. Fly right into the arrows. See, I told you I used that strategy, fly into the arrows. Let's go. Alright, so that gives me power up. And then that gives me death. Because I am not... Oh, come on. That was... I know, that was bad on me, but... Wow. So it's like you get one, continue right from where you left off, and then after that you gotta restart the level. Huh. That's what it seems to be. Wow. Running. What was Ha? I missed what you were reacting to, obviously, because with the delay and everything. Ugh, I think I need a little break, but it's... I got like half an hour left. And then I'm gonna stop. Yeah, see, that one starts right there. one, then one. The strategy of running into the arrows. Yes! I did tell you I have that strategy. So you should never ever feel bad when I like tease you about it. No credits. No. Whoops. I think I'm done there. Alright, I'm gonna leave that for a minute. I'll be right back, and I guess enjoy the track mode. I'll be right back, and then maybe I gotta put my name in now. Big Cotton. This one's Big Cotton Pants instead of Big Cotton Hudson. So I'll leave that here. I'll be right back. If you got a suggestion for me, I'll do something else. Maybe I'll do one of those other things. Okay, I'm back. I guess the extract screen doesn't do much. Maybe because I have a credit in or something. All right, let me try those other ones you sent me. See what they're like. Might as well, right? Button 1, button 2. Well, there's 3, 4. Okay, so it's YL? Huh. I wonder if those are on the multi-button controllers. I should try that. I can't remember. All right, let's do this one. Did it load? All right. Huh. Usually it has the CD-ROM thingy. That one's working. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong with it. Oh, I think the file names were weird. No, they're not. This is the one that has the... Yeah.
Gate of Thunder.
I should change the game, huh? That right? Gate of Thunder. This is the regular one. I don't. The other one wasn't working. Yeah, this is the original combo disc. I couldn't. The other one didn't load. No, that's not doing anything. Crash. This is a little more straightforward, I think. You know, I should rip those other Genesis games I got. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't. It wasn't working. It's this one, and I'm pressing it. Oh, there! Now it is. All right. Maybe. Thunder Force 3 team. Yeah. You looked very Thunder Force, didn't it? It's not loading though. Now it's just hanging. Does not seem like it's working here. Odd. Let's try this one. This one's working. So just that one. We'll try this one then. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Could be on my side too, who knows. Alright. So we'll do a little compare and contrast on this one then. I do remember this is the one that like runs really. You check it on. Yeah, see if it loads. Hopefully it does. Gotta go. All right, take care. One more quarter. Thanks for watching. Let's see, Dizani, Sealam, Auzel, Lamarada, Helado, Boss. Let's do Dizani, but Fire, Earth. Oh shoot, I should have paid attention to where I was going, right? Which one would be the best? Be well, play, bullet hell. Yeah, right? Oh, I totally forgot about this. Like, you can buy stuff. enough crystals. Yeah, okay. Whatever. This is the one that went really choppy or slow, right? On the, Oh, I love that. How he's, like, walking down here. On the 16 Mini. And I can show, I mean, I can... It's one of those things, like, I didn't notice the first time I played it, but then I looked again, I looked at it, and yeah. There's definitely... I can just hold this button down. There's definitely lag on it. Okay, that's the... Cool. Oof, come on. I'm digging the music, of course. Actually, this one seems quiet again. It might have something to do with this core being a little bit quieter. Let me pause it a sec. I'm going to turn it up a bit. How's that? Is that better? Yeah, input delay. Lag. Yeah, it's the right word. I was saying the wrong. I said choppy, but that's not correct. It was definitely not choppy. It was slow in that the input was delayed. It was not. It didn't run slow like, you know, like slow down or anything like that. I dig that soundtrack, huh? Oh, I'm just running into like all the things I shouldn't run into. Oh, a fast part weak. I know, the soundtrack is great. It's just, that's why I had to turn it up. Game over. But yeah, there was definite lag. It was one of those things I don't normally notice it. The first time I played it, I did not. I don't know. I have no idea what I should be using here. I think I get time slip +1 continue. Not enough crystals. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it was I did not notice it at first. I normally don't notice lag at all. I'm kind of oblivious to it. But once I heard that there was lag, and I looked at it and I was like, oh my goodness, yes. There was just... I mean, it was like half a second, 3/4 of a second, something like that. Maybe even a second. I think it's slightly under a second. I don't think it was more than a second, but it, yeah. I was like, yeah, that's bad. You know, when I could tap a button and look at the screen and go, yeah, I see the delay. But then again, if I'm just holding my button, my thumb down and it's like auto-firing, that's probably what I didn't notice at first. But it's gonna affect, like, controlling. But see, now. It's in time. I mean, there's no delay. Or imperceptible to me, anyway. I don't have my, you could see that if I had my, I should try to run that. I think I gotta install the Windows portion, though. Install it. The thing that shows what buttons you're pressing. I do have it installed on the MiSTer, because obviously that didn't change. But my computer had that hard drive crash. I lost that setup and then I never reinstalled it. And now it had issues, so I'm running on a different computer. But I never installed it on there. I gotta do that. I think I'll do it right after the stream. I don't think I can... I wouldn't be able to do that. It'll take too much time. I only got about 15 minutes left. Ugh. Wow! Well, whatever I pick now with the water, I think was a good idea. This is another one that's like, it's got a complicated system. That's not always a bad thing. Like if you've ever played, it's not that complicated, but if you, I can see a certain similar, not really overwhelming, but intimidation, you know, that it's a little bit intimidating, that say, I don't know, what's that? Zarler Mercenary has that, where you can buy stuff and you got all those guys you can pick from at the beginning and that sort of thing. Oh, this is cool. So what's different about this? The music tracks and stuff? Yeah, the controller overlay deal. I'd have to re-download it, I think. All right, let's do this one to compare. Yeah, basically it's a controller overlay. I forget what it's called. It's the MiSTer Retro Snooper or something like that. I had it before, and I was using it. If you look at my Gradius video on if you're on YouTube, which you aren't, well, anyone live watching this isn't, but when I upload this, if you look at that video, Gradius that I had back in the end of March 2023, I believe I was using it on that. Yeah, the music sounds quieter on this one, I think. You're saying the remaster has the louder music, right? Yeah. That's what the other one did too, so it wouldn't make sense. Oof. Man, the music is just great. I'm just gonna say it again. Wow. Yeah, as soon as I end the stream, I'm gonna install that controller input reader and overlay so that I can do that. Because I don't know, it's something fun to do. Game over. All right, I got 12 minutes. Whoops. All right, let's go back to the. I'm gonna go back to the. Remastered. Now that I've listened. Remastered. Yeah. It actually sounds like maybe the sound effects are quieter, relatively speaking, because I didn't change the volume and it seems the same music does. Me. But it's kind of the same, you know, 6 of one, half the notes of another. But I would say, yeah. Yeah, I'm digging it. It's a subtle difference. We'll stick to this one then. For the rest of the things. We've got like 10 minutes left. Ah, yeah. Game over. Did I pick the wrong guy again? Alright, let's... I can stage select, that's kind of cool. Start. What was I doing? The water armor, I think, was going pretty good on this level. Didn't I have enough crystals the first time? That's so weird. I thought I did, but... Huh. Do. Yeah. This seems to be the way, I don't know. Yeah, this music is great. This is like, I could listen to this. I could even, I'd almost even want to try to learn how to play it on the guitar. It's good. It's really, I don't know how to say it. It's got to be good if it keeps me wanting to break out the axe, so to speak, again. I haven't played in forever. Not like I have time to do that either. I mean, that's another thing. My lament about being interested in, like, everything. Top shelf stuff, yeah. I mean, you know, I listen to some stuff like Dragon Force, I'm like, yeah, no way I can play that. And although this may be difficult too. And I'm not just talking about because of, you know, Guitar Hero or anything like that. Yeah, I you know, I have the lament of not having enough time to play the video games and read the books and watch the movies and whatever. Let's throw learning music at it, you know. Because if you really want to get good, that's an 8-hour-a-day job. Time, yes. That's the thing. That's the real, you know, the real, I don't know if curse is the right word, but oof. Dodge stuff. Oh, I'm doing okay. I can hit that one time. Oh! He's got two attacks. He's got the up top there. He's got that lightning thingy, and then he's got that fire thingy. Yeah, there's the fire thingy. Oh, he's turning red. Oh, I got him. Yay! Stage clear. I consider that a win. Win get. Alright. I made it to the next area. Alright, should I pick a different armor? Let's do fire. It's probably the worst thing I could have chose, but let's do it anyway. I don't know. Max. So when I say I play, I don't really. I'm not good enough to like even consider me someone who can play a guitar. But I noodle around a little bit, you know. You know, I kinda almost can play one song, or could. And little snippets of things here and there. But it's fun, you know. But yeah, I was talking with Slippy in his Discord, or in the Discord of their channel. Not his. The Scanline Heroes, and talking about that and the guitar. I think he just got, and I was just like, ooh, I want one of those so bad, but I cannot justify it because I am not good enough to justify spending that on a guitar. And it's not like it's a horrible guitar. It's a horribly expensive guitar. Almost play guitar. Yeah. Let's see if I continue, it'll be on the second. Ooh, I maxed it out. Look at that. Alright, this will have to be my last go. But it was a Dane Electro. And at last I checked, those are about like $700-800, something like that. So, you know, they're as far as like a professional guitar goes, they're on the cheap side. But as far as like someone who hasn't played at all in like 3 years, that's very, very expensive. You know, if I was gonna spend that much, I'd get the Mars or something like that, the Mars FPGA or whatever it's called. But it's still not outside of the realm of like I could try to afford it. You know, I could possibly get it, but right now, right at the moment, it's not something I could get. But I like those guitars. I like them a lot. And if I'm gonna get something that's professional level, it's probably the only one I would get, just because you know. But like anything in life, it's work. You know, if you want to get good at it. Mars FPGA. All right. Yeah. So it's about 6 o'clock here. So I think I'm gonna end with that. Let's see. Game over. Oh, there's the candles. It's a candle timer. That's so cool. Candles are your timer. So this will be the music that I go out with then. Yeah, the Mars FPGA looks great. I mean, I haven't looked at it much, but it does they're gonna have it do Dreamcast and whatever of that generation. So that's what, PS2, Dreamcast, and GameCube level in theory. I don't know if it can do all those yet, or if it's going to. And then it was like 3DO, I think, and a couple other things. So yeah, very definitely interesting stuff. So one of these days I'll check out some of that stuff. Game I really like that's on the 3DO is what's that game? Star Control 2, which I played on PC back in the day, but it has like voices and extra music and stuff like that, and you can get that for free. They open sourced it and made it free, and that's one I would definitely recommend checking out. One of these days, maybe I'll do that. I'll play that because that's a great game. I went and played it like at a friend's house. He played it, and I kind of just sat and watched and suggested things as we were playing. It's a really neat game. It's one I want to get through one of these days on my own. But I think I'll end it there. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and maybe I'll see you guys next time. See ya.